Forget everything you know about the auto industry. While Detroit was busy protecting profit margins, China was busy perfecting a fleet of spec monsters that just erased the US from an entire South American continent. We're talking about vehicles that run on sugarcane, power your entire home, and make a Tesla feel like a relic from the Stone Age. And also, what causes this to happen so fast. BYD Dolphin Mini is the car that effectively served an eviction notice to General Motors. While Detroit was busy killing off the Chevy Bolt and focusing on $60,000 trucks, BYD saw a vacuum and dropped a spec monster. To the naked eye, it looks like a cyber hatch carved from a single block of neon. Makes sense, considering it was designed by the same guy who gave us the Audi R8. But here's where the forbidden fruit energy kicks in. The Blade battery. I am not joking. You can literally drive a nail through this battery pack and it won't even smoke. It's fireproof, liquid-cooled, and rated for 5,000 charge cycles. In fact, while Western budget EVs often feel like plastic Tupperware, the Dolphin Mini gives you a rotating 10-inch cinematic screen and native voice commands in Portuguese and Spanish. In contrast, if you spend $20,000 on a legacy American car, you're basically buying a relic with a tiny screen and scratchy plastics. However, the Dolphin Mini offers DC fast charging that hits 80% in 30 minutes, a feature usually stripped from entry-level cars to save a buck. In short, for the price of a used 5-year-old Corolla, you're getting a brand new spaceship. If Tesla hasn't cracked the mass market in South America yet, this car is the reason why. On the surface, the GWM Ora 03 is a contradiction. It looks like a Porsche 911 and a vintage Mini Cooper had a baby in the year 2050. Frankly, it captures the imagination in a way the bland econoboxes from the US never could. But step inside, and the humiliation for Western engineering continues. The dashboard is wrapped in premium suede, and the toggle switches feel aeronautical. A Face ID sensor on the A-pillar. I am not joking. It literally scans your face, logs into your driver profile, and adjusts your seat and mirrors before you even close the door. In contrast, while Detroit is still trying to charge you extra for hard plastic interiors, the Ora 03 achieved a 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating, crushing the myth that Chinese cars are unsafe. At a price point hovering around $26,000, it completely solves charging anxiety by offering a standard CCS2 port, ensuring you can plug in anywhere from Rio to Santiago. Seriously, it makes a Chevy Bolt look like a toy from a bygone era. At number 3, reality breaks. The BYD Yuan Plus proves that Chinese designers have stopped copying and started experimenting new designs. At first glance, the interior is bizarre and brilliant. We're talking air vents shaped like dumbbells and door pockets with literal guitar strings that you can play music on. I promise I am not making this up. But beneath the whimsy is a lethal forbidden fruit utility, the E-Platform 3.0. This is a dedicated EV chassis that integrates the battery into the car's actual structure. However, the masterstroke is the high-efficiency heat pump included as standard. In the US, brands gatekeep heat pumps behind expensive cold weather packages. Indeed, BYD includes it for everyone, meaning if you're traversing the freezing Andes or a chilly night in Bogota, your battery range won't just vanish. Whereas Western rivals treat basic efficiency like a luxury, the Yuan Plus delivers it for $36,000 only. It exposes the American strategy of feature rationing for greed. Honestly, it's a masterclass in giving the consumer more than they asked for, and simply superior. Our next car ensures that Ford competitors look like it belongs in a museum. The Haval Jolion Hybrid completely ignores the rules of the segment. For $28,000, you get a sophisticated leather-wrapped cabin and a chassis specifically tuned to handle the brutal potholes and lombadas of South American roads. On the face of it, it's a full-size class larger than its price tag suggests, carved with an aggressive stance and, more importantly, 190 millimeters of ground clearance. But the real alien tech is the DHT, dedicated hybrid transmission. Unlike the weak mild hybrids found in US showrooms, the Jolion uses a series parallel system. This allows the engine to act purely as a generator at low speeds, giving you that instant forbidden EV torque without ever needing a plug. In contrast to the underpowered 3-cylinder engines Detroit keeps trying to sell, this thing packs 186 horsepower and fuel economy that is literally humiliating for the competition. In a nutshell, it's a luxury hybrid experience for the price of a basic gas crossover. If you are an executive at Jeep, this is the car that keeps you awake at night. The BYD Song Plus DMI. This vehicle represents the single biggest failure of American intelligence in the region. US brands tried to force their standard EVs onto Brazil, ignoring the infrastructure reality. BYD listened to the market. They engineered a flex-fuel plug-in hybrid. It runs on electricity, gas, or 100% ethanol, Brazil's cheap, renewable biofuel produced from sugarcane. This is the ultimate range consideration. With a full tank of ethanol and a charged battery, the range exceeds 1,100 kilometers. You can drive on pure electric power for over 50 kilometers in the city and switch to ethanol for cross-country road trips. The thermal efficiency of the 1.5-liter Xiaoyun engine is an industry-leading 43.04%, meaning it squeezes more energy out of every drop of fuel than almost any American engine. It is cleaner than a gas car, more versatile than a pure EV, and cheaper than a Jeep Compass. For decades, the Toyota RAV4 was the default choice for anyone with a pulse and a budget. The Haval H6 PHEV just ended that era. For $38,000, you're getting next-gen autonomy and reverse assist that remembers how you drove in, so it can back you out automatically. From a distance, it looks like a premium European crossover, but the spec sheet is where it gets truly illegal. The forbidden feature here is the 34 kilowatt-hour battery pack. Most Western hybrids have batteries the size of a toaster. This thing is massive. It allows for over 110 miles of electric-only range. Basically, you own an EV from Monday to Friday and a hybrid for the weekend. I promise I am not making this up. Unlike almost every other PHEV on the market, this one actually supports DC fast charging. You can top it up at a highway station in minutes, whereas a Western rival would have you tethered to a slow wall plug for hours. In the 7-seater segment, the Chery Tiggo 8 Pro has effectively dismantled the hierarchy. The cabin is a sea of tech, dominated by a Mercedes-style triple-screen layout and quilted leather that feels forbidden at this price point. But the real disruption is the 3-engine hybrid system. It uses 2 electric motors and a gas engine, working in a rhythmic, high-torque dance that makes the Jeep Commander look like an old tractor. Even so, the price shock is only half the story. The real killer app is the 8-year battery warranty. Without mincing words, when you compare a decade of coverage against the measly 3-year powertrain warranty from an American brand, the choice is obvious. You get better tech, better efficiency, and a massive safety net for roughly $12,000 less than the competition. Seriously, why would anyone buy the legacy badge when the future looks this good? America thought the pickup truck was its last line of defense. Then the BYD Shark arrived and changed the rules of engagement. It's a rugged, high-tech beast built on the DMO Super Hybrid platform, but it attacks from an angle Ford completely forgot. V2L utility. In the massive farming sectors of South America, power is money. The Shark features a mobile power station that can discharge 6.6 kilowatts of electricity directly from the bed. I am not joking. You can run heavy-duty welders or irrigation tools in the middle of a field without a generator. It packs a massive 430 horsepower and hits 60 miles per hour in 5.7 seconds, literally outrunning legacy diesel trucks while sipping fuel. On the flip side to the lifestyle trucks from Detroit, the Shark is a tool. You drive on pure electricity around the farm and use the hybrid engine for the long haul. Fundamentally, it makes the traditional diesel pickup look like a dinosaur in the modern age. If we discuss BYD Seal, which is the answer to the Tesla Model 3 for luxury, Tesla's minimalism often feels like cost-cutting. The Seal, conversely, adds value: quilted suede, crystal shifters, and physical tactile buttons. But the engineering marvel here is cell-to-body technology. It also utilizes the intelligent torque adaptation control system, which predicts wheel slip before it happens, adjusting torque by the millisecond. With a 0 to 100 kilometers per hour time of 3.8 seconds and a price around $53,000, it offers the performance of a German sports sedan with the running costs of a blender. The battery cover is integrated into the vehicle floor, sealing the blade battery cells directly into the chassis. This achieves a torsional rigidity of 40,500 Newton-meters per degree, making it stiffer than many supercars. This translates to superior handling and safety on unpredictable highway surfaces. Zeekr 001. This car is a glitch in the automotive matrix. It is equipped with a stunning shooting brake silhouette that makes the Porsche Taycan look awkwardly overpriced. For $65,000, you get frameless electric doors that present themselves as you approach and a 900-volt high-voltage architecture. This means you can add hundreds of kilometers of range in literally 10 minutes. But the illegal energy here is the air suspension and Yamaha audio that come standard, while European brands are still nickel and diming you for floor mats. In fact, it offers supercar performance with executive sedan comfort. In a market where import tariffs can double a car's price, the Zeekr acts as a loophole, offering $150,000 worth of technology for half the cost. Honestly, it makes the Western luxury establishment look like they've been asleep for a decade. At number 11, we have the car that is currently haunting the dreams of BMW and Mercedes executives, the Aito M9. This is a collaboration between Chery and Huawei, and honestly, it's more of a private jet than an SUV. From a distance, it's a massive, regal fortress. But the real game changer here is the Huawei ADS 3.0 autonomous system. It uses a 192-line LiDAR to navigate complex city streets with a rhythmic grace that makes Western autopilots look like they're still learning to walk. For roughly $70,000, you're getting Bentley-level appointments and NASA-level tech. On top of that, there is a 32-inch retractable projector screen in the rear that turns the cabin into a literal movie theater. In contrast to the luxury you get in a $100,000 Cadillac Escalade, the Aito M9 offers zero-gravity seats and dual million-pixel headlights that project turn-by-turn navigation directly onto the road surface. Seriously, it makes the North American luxury market look like a total rip-off. Bottom line, the future isn't coming, it's already here. Now, at the end, let's discuss the car that makes every American minivan look like a cardboard box. The Xpeng X9 is a techno-fluid Starship with a sharp, angular silhouette that defies the boring van stereotype. However, the real illegal energy is the active rear-wheel steering that comes standard. The massive 17-foot-long luxury lounge has a turning radius smaller than a compact hatchback. But the interior is where it took. It features a 21.4-inch retractable ceiling screen and an intelligent refrigerator that can heat or cool your drinks on command. On the other hand, if you buy a Chrysler Pacifica or a Toyota Alphard, you're basically buying a 2015-era taxi. The Xpeng X9 uses an 800-volt SiC platform, meaning it charges from 10% to 80% in just 12 minutes. For roughly $50,000, you're getting a zero-gravity seating experience that makes a private jet feel cramped. Seriously, like all the other, it's almost game over for the minivan segment too.